moon hung high over the Lemurian Empire, spreading a cold silver light across the white walls of the royal palace. Most people were asleep, but deep inside the east wing, something was awake. It moved silently through the corridor. A shifting mass of black smoke with long, thin limbs, a shadow parasite. It stopped outside a noble's room. Inside, an earl slept peacefully. The creature's red eyes glowed as it stared at the door. It was hungry. It needed a host. Then, a voice cut through the silence. "You're far from home, little rat." The creature twisted around. At the end of the hallway stood a woman in a midnight blue cloak. A mask covered the lower half of her face, leaving only her sharp eyes visible. Rosalie tightened her grip on the hidden blade at her side. "I'm so tired," she thought. 3 hours of sleep in 2 days. But if that thing gets inside, the Earl won't survive the night. The parasite shrieked and lunged at her. Rosalie didn't move back. She stepped forward. Her movements were smooth, practiced, like second nature. In one swift motion, she drew her weapon. It wasn't steel. It was a glowing, translucent crystal. Her spirit blade. Flow like water. Strike like lightning. Shing! The blade cut cleanly through the creature. The parasite let out a choking hiss before its body broke apart into black ash and vanished. Rosalie let out a shaky breath. She wiped the blade and hid it back under her cloak. "One more," she murmured, glancing down the empty hallway. "But the seal's getting weaker. They're coming out every night now." She looked at her hands. They were trembling. Using the blade always drained her, but there was no time to rest. The faint light of dawn was already creeping in. Oh no, the sun. If I'm late again, I'm dead. 6 a.m. The deadly hunter from the night was gone. In her place was a young maid, rushing to tie a white apron over a simple pink dress.
"Rosalie, are you still in bed?"
A voice shouted from outside. The door slammed open. The head maid stood there, frowning as usual. Rosalie jumped, knocking a stack of folded laundry onto the floor. "I am up." "I'm up, madam," she said quickly, forcing an awkward smile. The head maid sighed, rubbing her forehead.
"Honestly, Rosalie, you may be the princess's favorite, but you're the clumsiest girl in this entire palace. Look at your eyes, you look half dead."
"That's because I was fighting actual ghosts while you were sleeping," Rosalie thought, but she kept her head down. "I'm sorry, madam. I stayed up late, reading." The same excuse. Every day.
"Just prepare the princess's tea,"
the head maid said.
"and be careful. The Crown Prince returned last night. Everything must be perfect."
She paused, then added sharply,
"If you embarrass yourself in front of Prince Kael, not even Princess Clara will save you."
At the name Kael, a chill ran down Rosalie's spine. The rose garden. Rosalie walked through the garden, holding a silver tray. Her hands shook slightly. Her body begged for sleep, but her mind stayed alert.
"Rosalie, over here."
Princess Clara waved from a gazebo, bright and cheerful. Sitting beside her was a man who felt completely out of place in such warmth. Cold, sharp, untouchable. He wore a dark military uniform lined with gold. His white hair fell neatly over his forehead, and his blue eyes were piercing, like they could see through anything. "Kael Theron Lemurian."
"You're late,"
Clara said with a small pout, though she smiled.
"Kael was just telling me about the monsters at the border."
Rosalie bowed deeply, her heart pounding. "Stay calm. Act clumsy. Don't stand out." "Forgive me, your highnesses," she said softly. She stepped forward to pour the tea. But suddenly, her vision blurred. "No, not now." Clatter. The teapot slipped slightly, spilling hot tea across the table, just inches from Kael's hand. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Your Highness." Rosalie panicked, grabbing a cloth. As she reached forward, a hand grabbed her wrist. Firm, cold, unyielding. The air seemed to freeze. Rosalie slowly looked up. Kael wasn't looking at the tea. He was staring at her hand. More precisely, the faint red mark on her palm, the mark left by her spirit blade.
"You,"
said quietly. Her breath caught. Did he notice? Does he know?
You're incredibly careless.
Kael continued, his voice calm but sharp.
How can someone like you be allowed to serve my sister?
He released her wrist like she meant nothing.
Get out of my sight. And fix your uniform. It smells like burnt ozone.
Rosalie quickly bowed, her face burning with embarrassment. She rushed out of the garden as fast as she could. Once she was out of sight, she leaned against a stone wall, gasping. Her wrist still tingled where he had touched her. He's sharp, she thought, her expression turning serious. He noticed the magic. I need to be more careful. If Kael finds out who I really am, I won't just lose my job. I'll be executed as a witch. Back in the garden, Kael watched her leave. He glanced at his glove, something unreadable in his expression. Kael, Clara asked.
It was just tea.
It's not the tea.
He said quietly, still staring at the path Rosalie had taken.
That girl.
He narrowed his eyes slightly.
She has the eyes of a frightened rabbit, but the hands of a predator. Tell me, Clara, has she always been this clumsy?